Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. Today, we've got something special lined up. We're going on a journey through 7 books.
Seven.
Yeah, 7 insightful books, all dealing with, well, a pretty wide range of topics. Self-improvement,
Philosophy?
success, power dynamics, the whole shebang. It's going to be a whirlwind tour, sort of like a tasting menu, just to give you a taste of each one.
And then we can dive deeper into the ones that really pique your interest.
Exactly. So listen closely. Let us know in the comments which one grabs your attention, and we'll make sure to do a full deep dive in a future episode.
I'm really excited to see which ones resonate the most.
You too. Let's kick things off with a book from 17th century Japan. It's a collection of 21 precepts, or guidelines, you could say, written by a legendary samurai.
A warrior who, despite living a life of intense combat, found peace and wisdom in solitude.
It's fascinating, right? So one of these precepts that really hit home for me was the idea of never being jealous. I mean, think about it. In today's world, with everyone constantly comparing themselves on social media,
It's so easy to get caught up in that.
exactly. But this samurai is saying focus on yourself, focus on your own growth. Don't waste energy comparing yourself to others.
It's about internal growth, not external validation.
Exactly. And then there's this other precept about resentment and complaining, how those things are not appropriate. Now, I get that negativity can be draining, but what about expressing valid frustrations?
It's not about suppressing your feelings, it's more about focusing on solutions, not dwelling on the problem.
So it's about channeling your energy towards making things better,
Yeah.
not just stewing in negativity.
Right. And another precept that stood out to me, especially in our world of instant gratification, was about not being seduced by, well, the delights of this world.
Yeah, all those distractions.
Exactly. It's a reminder to cultivate a long-term vision, to resist those quick fixes and focus on what truly matters.
It's about building a life of substance, right? Okay, so we've talked about ancient wisdom, but now let's fast forward to a more modern approach to self-improvement, specifically the power of habits.
It might seem like a jump from samurai philosophy to modern self-help, but what's fascinating is they both emphasize self-mastery.
Right, it's about taking control of your actions, shaping your own destiny, whether you're a warrior or just someone trying to build better habits.
Absolutely.
So this book talks about marginal gains, these tiny 1% improvements that can compound over time and lead to incredible results.
Like the British cycling team, they applied this principle and ended up winning Olympic gold.
Just by focusing on small incremental improvements.
Mm.
Amazing, right? But here's the thing. We all hit that point where our initial motivation wanes, and we haven't seen those big results yet. The book calls it the Valley of Disillusionment.
And it's so tempting to just give up at that point.
Oh, I know it well. But understanding that this valley is a natural part of the process, that's crucial.
It's not a sign of failure, it's just a phase.
So how do we push through it? How do we actually build those good habits? Well, the book provides a framework, the 4 laws of behavior change. It's about making good habits obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying.
And to break bad habits, you just reverse those laws.
Pretty neat, huh? All right, now let's switch gears completely and talk about a classic in the realm of social skills, a book all about winning friends and influencing people.
A timeless topic, even though it was written quite a while ago.
Right, but the core principles, they still hold true. It's about connecting with people, understanding them, appreciating them. These are human needs that never really go out of style.
Definitely. There's this great story in the book about a pilot who chose to show understanding instead of anger when a mechanic made a costly mistake. And that empathy, it actually fostered loyalty and dedication from the mechanic.
Powerful stuff, right? So in a world where everyone's fighting for attention, it's those small acts of kindness that can really make a difference. Remembering names, listening attentively, showing genuine interest.
Absolutely. It's about making people feel valued.
Okay, ready for a bit of a change of pace? Let's dive into a book that explores the, well, maybe a bit darker side of human behavior, particularly when it comes to power dynamics.
Yeah, this one can be a bit controversial, but it's incredibly insightful.
It's about understanding the unspoken rules that govern how people interact, especially when power is involved. Not to manipulate anyone, but to protect yourself.
It's about awareness, about being able to navigate those complex situations.
Exactly. One of the laws in this book that really stood out to me was the idea of never outshining the master. Now, on the surface, that seems counterintuitive. We should always strive to be our best, right?
Right, but it's not about being subservient, it's about strategy. Sometimes it's better to play a supporting role, at least for a while.
to avoid unnecessary rivalry.
Exactly. Pick your battles, focus on your long-term goals.
Another interesting one was use absence to increase respect and honor. In our world of FOMO, that's a tough one.
It's about understanding the power of scarcity. When you're constantly available, your value can diminish. A little bit of mystery can go a long way.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right, and one more before we move on. Enter action with boldness. Take decisive action when the opportunity arises.
Overcome those fears. Don't let procrastination hold you back.
It ties back to that valley of disillusionment, right? Pushing through those doubts. Okay, now let's shift gears completely. From power dynamics to a captivating story. A story about a shepherd on a journey to fulfill his personal legend, his ultimate purpose in life.
This story uses metaphor and symbolism to explore profound truths about the human experience.
It's amazing how a fictional story can speak to us on such a deep level.
Right. Sometimes stories can bypass our logical minds and speak directly to our hearts.
One quote that always stuck with me from this book was, "When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it."
It's not about magical thinking. It's about the power of intention, of aligning your actions with your desires.
And another one, it's the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting. What are your dreams? What makes you feel truly alive? It's something to think about, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, last but not least, we're going to explore the mind of a true Renaissance man, Leonardo da Vinci.
A genius who excelled in art, science, engineering, and so much more.
It's incredible. And this book tries to break down the secrets of his genius into 7 principles that we can all try to embrace.
Principles that can unlock our creative potential.
Exactly. So one of these principles is curiosita. Now, we all know curiosity is important, but this is about taking it to the next level.
Like Da Vinci did. He was constantly asking questions, observing, experimenting. That insatiable thirst for knowledge fueled his creativity.
So it's about being an active learner, always seeking new knowledge and experiences.
Make curiosity a way of life.
Another principle that intrigued me was sensazione. It's not just about indulging in sensory pleasures, but about really sharpening your perception.
Experiencing the world through all your senses, noticing the details, appreciating the beauty.
Being present in the moment. I love that. And then there's connessione, seeing the interconnectedness of everything.
Da Vinci believed that understanding those connections, the patterns and relationships in nature, art, science, that's the key to creativity and problem solving.
Breaking down those barriers we create between different fields.
Exactly. And he was a master at it. Now, one principle that I initially found a bit hard to grasp was fumado. It's about embracing ambiguity and paradox.
Yeah, that one's a bit more abstract.
It's about being comfortable with uncertainty, seeing the nuances, understanding that things aren't always black and white.
That's a valuable skill, especially in today's world.
It is. So, to unpack fumado a little more, Da Vinci believed that holding seemingly contradictory ideas in your mind simultaneously, that was key to true creativity.
It's like being open to different perspectives, embracing the gray areas, not just seeing things as black or white.
Exactly. Okay, now let's move on to another principle, artis sensa.
Art and science. That seems pretty self-explanatory, right?
Yeah, it sounds simple, but Da Vinci saw these two as complementary, not separate. He used his artistic skills to enhance his scientific work, and vice versa.
It's about integrating both sides of your brain, the logical and the creative.
Absolutely. Okay, last but not least, we have corporalita. This one emphasizes the importance of physical well-being.
So it's about taking care of your body.
Yeah. Da Vinci believed that a strong and agile body was crucial for a sharp mind. He was quite the athlete himself.
So it's about recognizing that our physical and mental health are interconnected.
Precisely. Now, before we move on to our next book, I want to point something out. We've talked about a lot of different principles today, from ancient wisdom to modern self-help. But there's a common thread running through all of them.
Oh, I see it too. Self-awareness.
Exactly. It seems that knowing yourself, understanding your strengths, your weaknesses, your tendencies, that's the foundation for everything else.
It's like having a user manual for your own mind. You can learn how to operate it effectively, troubleshoot any issues, and maximize its potential.
Absolutely. All right, now, ready to explore a couple of books that delve into the world of power dynamics.
Let's do it. Always fascinating, sometimes a little unsettling, but definitely important to understand.
Absolutely. It's about those unspoken rules that govern human behavior, especially when power is involved. And we want to emphasize not to manipulate anyone.
No, not at all. It's about protecting yourself, about being able to navigate complex situations where power dynamics are at play.
Exactly. So one of the laws that really stood out in these books was never outshine the master. Now, initially, that sounds a bit counterintuitive, right? We should always aim to be our best, shouldn't we?
Right, but the book argues that constantly trying to outdo those in positions of authority can backfire.
It's about being strategic. Sometimes it's more beneficial to play a supporting role, at least for a time, to avoid unnecessary conflict.
So pick your battles.
Yeah.
Focus on your long-term goals. Okay, I see the wisdom in that.
Another one that really resonated with me was use absence to increase respect and honor. It's kind of a countercultural idea in our world of constant connection.
Right, where everyone's expected to be available 24/7.
Yeah.
But there's something to be said for making yourself scarce.
It's about understanding the power of scarcity. When you're always available, your perceived value can decrease. A little bit of mystery can go a long way.
Makes you think about how much we actually reveal about ourselves online.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? What other laws stood out?
Well, this one feels particularly relevant in our world of information overload. Disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge.
Oh, that's a good one. It's about focusing on what you can control, not dwelling on things that are beyond your reach.
Exactly. Wasting energy on things you can't change, it only breeds negativity and resentment.
So sometimes the best revenge is simply moving on. Okay,
Right.
that's powerful.
Now here's one that seems to encourage a bolder approach. Enter action with boldness. It's about overcoming fear and procrastination and taking decisive action when the opportunity presents itself.
Yeah, I can see how that ties back to the valley of disillusionment we discussed earlier. Pushing through those doubts and taking action even when it feels uncomfortable.
Right, it's about recognizing that sometimes hesitation is our biggest obstacle. All right, here's another law that feels particularly relevant in today's image-conscious world. Recreate yourself by forging a new identity, one that commands attention and never bores the audience.
Oh, this is interesting. So it's about being intentional about the image we project, about crafting a persona that aligns with our goals.
Exactly. It's recognizing that perception is reality, to a certain extent. How you present yourself can have a huge impact on your success.
It's about being the author of your own story, so to speak. Okay, I'm starting to see how all these laws connect.
And lastly, let's touch on one that feels particularly relevant in our increasingly polarized world. Conceal your intentions. This is about strategic ambiguity, about not revealing your true motives too early in the game.
So it's about playing your cards close to your chest, so to speak, not tipping your hand prematurely.
Exactly. It's about maintaining a strategic advantage by controlling the flow of information.
So we've explored a lot of ground in this deep dive, from ancient samurai wisdom to modern self-help, from social skills to, well, the darker side of power dynamics.
It's been quite a journey.
It has. And I have to say, one thing that keeps coming back to me is the importance of self-awareness. No matter what area we're talking about, whether it's building habits or navigating relationships, it seems like knowing yourself is crucial.
Absolutely. Self-knowledge is fundamental. Understanding your strengths, your weaknesses, your tendencies. It's like having a user manual for your own mind.
Exactly. You can learn how to operate effectively, how to, troubleshoot any issues.
And maximize your potential.
Right. So if we had to distill all this wisdom from these 7 books down to one key takeaway, what would it be?
I think it's this. You have the power to shape your life, whether it's through conscious habit building, honing your social skills, or pursuing your dreams with, well, relentless determination.
It's about taking ownership of your actions, your choices.
Exactly. These books offer a ton of tools and insights, but ultimately it's up to you to create a life that feels fulfilling and meaningful.
It's not about finding that one perfect answer or a magic formula.
It's about taking what you've learned and applying it to your own unique situation.
It's about being an active participant in your own life, not just letting things happen to you. And I think that's what makes this whole journey so exciting.
Absolutely. It's an ongoing process of learning, growing, discovering more about yourself and the world around you.
And that's what we're all about here on The Deep Dive. We're on this journey with you. So as we wrap up this multi-book exploration, we want to hear from you.
Which book resonated with you the most? Which one sparked your curiosity?
Let us know in the comments below. Your feedback helps shape the show, so don't be shy. And of course,
don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the world of knowledge and ideas.
thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive. Until next time.